tested.
I spent the last month wearing a pair of Vibram FiveFingers KSO Treks, the proverbial creepy toe shoes. It's been a novel experience. I'm not used to being stopped on the street by strangers and stared at for nothing more controversial than my choice of footwear. Vibram FiveFingers are designed to provide protection for your feet from sharp objects and other dangers while running, while simulating the benefits of running barefoot. The shoes are the natural culmination of the barefoot running movement, which has been written about everywhere from Runner's World to Wired to the New York Times. The key precept is that running barefoot changes your stride to be healthier when compared to traditional padded running shoes. Barefoot running enthusiasts claim that running barefoot forces you to run on the balls of your feet and land with a much lesser impact as a result. When wearing traditional running shoes, most people land on their heels, and can land on them pretty hard. In fact, some studies have shown that increasing the amount of heel padding increases the force of impact that runners feel every step, which could increase the chance of injury. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find any definitive long-term scientific studies comparing the effects of running barefoot to wearing traditional running shoes. With that in mind, know that I'm talking about my anecdotal experiences wearing these shoes, not scientific fact. The first time I donned the Vibrams, I thought, this is weird. Oh, my toes didn't go into it's like gloves for your feet. Sliding my toes into their individual pockets is a novel and not entirely comfortable experience. After all, my toes have been in pretty much constant contact with each other for the last 35 years. The manufacturer recommends a brief break-in period where you wear the shoes for an hour or so at a time each day until the skin between your toes has toughened up and you've started to build up your calf muscles. After that initial period, I started wearing them to work every day as well as taking the occasional jog. Here's what I found. You will adjust your stride when wearing a pair of Vibrams, or you'll hurt yourself. Impacting on your heel in these shoes hurts, especially on hard surfaces or a treadmill. There's very little heel padding in the KSO Treks, just a thin liner and the shoe's sole itself. It took me a few days of constantly thinking about my stride to make the adjustment, although the pain of heel impacts also helped. But once I turned the corner and started landing on the balls of my feet, the KSO Treks have been very comfortable for running and walking. Once I adjusted, I found that the thin soles countered the lack of ankle support. Because the soles are so thin, I can tell when my footing is uneven before I completely land on the foot. It's also worth mentioning that adjusting my stride caused a fair amount of soreness the first few days of wearing the Treks. I discovered some muscles I didn't know I had. Care and maintenance of the KSO Treks is also unusual. Because you typically don't wear socks with these shoes, you need to wash them occasionally. That's as simple as tossing the shoes in the washing machine on a gentle cycle with a mild detergent, I used Woolite, and then hanging them to dry. Despite not being able to wear socks with the KSO Treks, I only needed to wash them twice during my testing, and no, the shoes haven't gotten stinky yet, even after a couple of weeks of daily wear. After wearing the KSO Treks for about a month, I can definitely see the appeal of a shoe designed to mimic walking barefoot while providing some protection from hazards. However, there are definitely downsides to wearing these shoes. They're very thin, and you can't really wear them with socks, so they don't provide much protection from the elements. I wouldn't want to run in these in the rain, much less a cold winter day. Although Vibram does sell a pair of more insulated shoes, I haven't tested them. These shoes also attract a lot of attention. Wearing them around San Francisco, I get constant comments from strangers. Most are friendly queries from curious runners, but some people actively fear toes. At the end of a month of testing the KSO Treks, all I can really say is that these shoes are very comfortable for day-to-day wear and walking around the city, to the point that putting on a more traditional pair of shoes feels weird and constricting. I'm not totally sold on the benefits of running barefoot, and at $125 they're expensive to experiment with. However, I've definitely noticed that I run lighter on my feet after wearing these, which has to be a good thing. For Tested, I'm Will Smith, thanks for watching.